It's a bit of a sensitive one because I want to talk about the mindset shift that you need when you're firing people in your business. And but before I go into that, I just wanted to remind you, if you're watching these videos, you're finding any of this stuff in here useful and you want to know how you can apply it specifically to your business, then what you should really do is go to naccounting.co.uk and book yourself in for a free strategy session with myself, and I can actually help you do that. But today's video is about the mindset you need when you're firing people. And the reason I really want to do this video is I do understand it's sensitive. I know people have been fired in the past, and it can be a really, really challenging time in your lives. But also when you've got to let someone go in your business, that can be heart wrenching as well. So I'm not gonna approach this lightly, but it's got to be talked about. So the biggest challenge, and this is why it's more relevant now than ever, is because there used to be a saying which was hire slow, fire fast. And what that meant was take your time to make sure you're getting the right candidate into your business for the right role. And then if it turns out that they're not the right person, let them go. But it's changed now. At the moment, we interview people who've already got 2 or 3 other jobs lined up. So you don't have the option to hire slow anymore. What you then have to do is hire fast. So the saying now is hire fast, fire fast. And that means quite often you're offering people a role in the actual interview itself. So there's not even any time to think about it. So that means your rate of failure is likely to increase, which means you're probably going to end up letting more people go as well if you realize they're not a good fit for your business. So this is what I want to talk about, some considerations you've got to have when you're realizing someone isn't a good fit for your business. First thing you need to do before you get to even think about hiring staff or firing staff is just make sure your culture in your business is really well documented. Your culture in the business is like a rule book. So it's not fair to say people fit or don't fit if you haven't documented that and showed them that culture, because it's just like saying you're breaking the rules of the game when you haven't even told someone what the rules of the game are. So you've definitely got to have that culture in place. But assuming you've got that, and then you hire someone, you realize actually they're misaligned on so many points. They do things very differently to the way you'd expect people to do them in your business. Firstly, that's not a bad thing. People are different. That's what makes us amazing as human beings. But quite often, if you've got people that are too different in terms of culture in a business, then what will happen is you'll all end up pulling in different directions, and you won't benefit from the synergy of working together, and things will start to go wrong. So enforcing that culture is a really important one. But really, what we've got to think about is, let's face it, if you let someone go, you're gonna subject them to a certain amount of pain. They're gonna be in a place in their life where they're quite confused. At the moment, it's in the same way a lot more people are not working out in roles, so they are being let go at the moment. The other side is quite often the next day they can just walk into another job anyway. So before, like a few years back, if you let someone go, and they'd have all this financial uncertainty, and it'd be a nightmare for them. And letting someone go today means quite often they might just walk into another job the next day anyway. So it's not necessarily you're not necessarily causing the same level of hardship that you might have a few years ago. But it's really important. If someone's not working out, it's really important to let them go, because what you're doing, you're not only being unfair to your business and the other people in your team who are relying on your business to work, but what you're also doing is you're being unfair to that person, because you're keeping them in an environment where they're not a good fit, and that means they can't reach their true potential as well. So this is what you've really got to think about. One of the things I always focus on, if we do have to say to someone it's not working, is essentially the things that we're protecting. Whenever you've got to cause some kind of pain, or you're in some kind of pain, you've really got to just I guess to quote Narcos, it's not about the pain, it's about the things that pain protects. And it's really, really important to do that. But I guess what I've really got to say at this point is make sure you're doing it legally. So if that you even suspect there's any kind of discrimination going on, from your business to them, then you've really got to get some expert support and help. Because I mean, not just from a you getting sued at tribunal point of view, Ultimately, you don't want ethical failing in your business. You've got to maintain a high ethical standard. So you've got to go to enough lengths to make sure there isn't some sort of disability involved. There isn't a minority group who may have a cultural issue because of being in that minority group. Those are all things that you've actually got to consider. But so I'm getting to the end of this video, but what I really want to just say is, if I can summarize the points, make sure that you've got the culture documented, and then you're assessing them on that culture. Make sure that there isn't any kind of discrimination involved, by getting expert advice if you need to. Thirdly, think about what you're protecting, not the pain you're causing. And really, finally, just do it discreetly. Have a certain amount of compassion. Make sure that you are, like, for example, don't do it at the beginning of the day and then make them work a whole day. If they're not right for your business, don't make them work a notice period. Just move them out of the way, pay them the notice period, move them out of the way. So there's a right and wrong way to do it. And if you do it the right way, you'll maintain your reputation, you'll maintain your ethical standing. It'll be, working together will have been a positive experience for both parties, because you'll have learned something about what works and what doesn't work in your business, and then they will also have learned about something about themselves. So that's really it. There is a very specific mindset you need if you have to let someone go, and it's really, really important to stick to certain rules which I've just laid out, because it can, if you do it wrong, you can end up with all kinds of issues in terms of your reputation, financially and legally, and also in terms of morale for the business. Because if you misdiagnose someone who needs to go, and they're actually a good performer and they are actually a good fit for your team, then you can actually create a morale problem with the existing members of the team as well. So that is a really, really important one. So just remember, if you found this video useful, then remember to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Go to our website, book yourself in for a free strategy session, and I will see you at the next video.